So I searched the best free drawing apps and we're going to be trying the first 4 results that we get. And I've already installed them, so I'm going to be trying all 4 of these apps and then tier ranking them later, so stick around for the tier ranking. The apps that we're going to be using is drumroll, ibis paint, sketchbook or sketchdesk, whiteboard and adobe fresco. So let's first get started with sketchbook. Okay, so the interface of this app is kind of clean. The sensitivity is kind of low, but there's a scroll bar for pen size and opacity. Also, there is pretty good brush settings. There's also normal color picker or like color wheel. There are layer settings. You can add layers, reduce layers. Now there's this cute little thing that's like kind of helpful. It's not kind of helpful, it's really helpful. This switches between brush, color and layers, so you can just switch between them faster. And I tried to place it in a different place. You cannot place it anywhere else, okay? But it appears when you're not on the tools thing. There's also good fill setting, and there's scale, there's symmetry, there are shapes, there's predictive stroke, and then there is this thing where it's kind of like Procreate, where if you hold the shape then it turns that shape into an actual shape. Like you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? But with that said, I'm just trying different shapes here. It works with most of the shapes, okay? But there's no reference window on this, so I have to import the thing on my own and put it on a little corner. And there are also blend modes, so most of the normal blend modes that you see are available on this app, and there are a lot of brushes. Not as much as ibis paint, which we'll get into later, but there is a good range of brushes. Also, the alpha lock is called unlock transparency or like lock transparency, but it basically works the same as alpha lock, so it's not really different. There's also a color picking tool on the color wheel, which is very good. There are smudge tools and all of that things, and there's also a good lasso tool on this app, which is very important because I love my lasso tool. But with that said, we're moving on to Ibis Paint X, our holy grail Ibis Paint X, okay? So the interface for Ibis Paint X is kind of similar to the previous one, but it has a lot of tools like magic wand, lasso, filter, brushes, erasers, smudge tool, blur, special tool, which includes my favorite liquify tool, and it also has a reference window and good pen settings, so the sensitivity is good and all that things. And look at all of these brushes that you can unlock with just a single ad, and it unlocks it for like 4 hours, which is crazy. Look at all of them, like this is crazy. But there is a good range of brushes. I used to use Ibis Paint before I switched to Procreate, so I know this app, and if you are a beginner you need to start with this app, okay? I cannot recommend this anymore. This is such a great app. There's size and opacity like levers or like pointers, like scrolling things that you can change. But one bad thing about this app is that the fill tool is kind of trash. When you fill it, it makes these kind of shapes, which then you have to go back and fix later. So that's one of the downsides of this app. But there is also a switch to canvas mode where you can see like your canvas and the work you're doing, so that you don't get too lost in the sauce or get lost on the details of things, and you can just look at the picture as a whole from outside on the small little window, okay? This is a really helpful setting that I wish Procreate had. There's also alpha lock. It's called alpha lock, and this is one of my favorite tools on this app, okay? And there's also color picking when you long press on the color and then it just automatically picks the color, which is very helpful when you're drawing on an app. There are also blend modes, multiply, which you can bind, or like you can make them stick to the downwards one. And there's really good liquify tool. Overall, this app is one of the greatest apps that has ever been created, and if you're a beginner who wants a free drawing app, this app is the one that I would suggest, except for Adobe, which we'll get into later. Now for Whitebook. Now this app was so hard to draw on. It only had like 6 brush settings, and the biggest brush setting was not even big, okay? It was so small. And then the color settings were there were 12 colors, and then I thought the rainbow color one was where I could, pick colors, but it was an actual rainbow pen, which was so stupid. Like, who's gonna use this? As you can see, the one that I drew previously was the biggest size, which is not even big. And you could add like a small little tab similar to, the sketchbook, but I decided not to because I don't think references are going to help me here at all. So I just tried to do the best I could with this app, but there was not much I could do. Okay, I just decided to shade with black colors and white, just plain black and plain white, solid, so that I could at least make something presentable. But this, whatever this was, is not presentable. Okay, so let's move on. Also, it did not even have palm rejection. Like, what drawing app does not have palm rejection? Let's be honest. But now let's move on to Adobe Fresco. So the interface of Adobe Fresco was actually very complicated. I'm overwhelmed looking at this because not only are there features on the left side, there are also features on the right side. But let's look at these paints, these brushes. They are so dynamic. They have all these colors and all these textures. They look 3D and they're really good. Okay, those are the main aspects of this app that I really liked. And there are also other normal looking brushes that have a very rich texture and just a lot of oomph to them. And there is a wide variety of brushes that you can choose from. There's this white dot thing that just drags around and does nothing. I don't know what that was supposed to do, but there are also live brushes like this watercolor brush, which was so cool to look. And there was also oil brushes and some other brushes, just splatter watercolor and stuff. It was not that deep, but the smudge tool was really strong and good, and you could also edit the brushes that the smudge tool used. So it was all just very Procreate like. And there was also, say it with me, there was also transform and liquify, which is my favorite tool. There was also this paint selection for selection, which is basically a lasso tool. And there are text, there's colors, there's adding image, and there was also these stencils that you could make stuff with, and you could choose sizes. This app was really beginner friendly. It had tutorials everywhere, and it also had like different canvases where there were already pre-tested colors, pre-tested brushes, and all that thing. Okay, and you could also watch a tutorial when you download the app. Now, one critique for this app is that it did not have a reference window, so I just had to import my image and then put it on the little corner that I already do. And for the blending layers and stuff, it was all just very normal, and just the regular normal multiply, hard light, soft light, overlay, all of those things. And the liquify tool was very strong, very good, and that was just basically it. This app was overwhelming at first, but as you start to draw in it, this is actually a really good app. One thing I was having problems with was selecting brush, and wait, I lied. There is no blending mode because I could not for the life of me change the blending mode of the line art to multiply so that it looked better. So there's just this weird looking spot on the middle, and I think this kind of ruins the whole thing. And I tried, and the alpha lock tool, all of them, it's the same as sketchbook. It's known as lock transparency and stuff. I messed around with the selection tool, but I did not really find what I was looking for, so I just moved on anyway. And one of the greatest thing that this app has is that it makes color palettes based on the color that you import. So I just decided to stick to that because that is such a cool feature that I would like on every single drawing app basically. And yeah, that was one of the key moments of this app for me. But the color picking, all of that is just normal as usual. There are sizes when you click on the brushes. You could change brushes by clicking on the brush icon again. And that was just it. I just drew on this app like normal. It was not that hard to adapt to this app compared to the other apps, except for Ibis Paint, because that's the holy grail. Okay, guys. But this app actually shocked me because I had never heard of this app before. but drawing on this app, it looked so professional, and it's all free. But one critique that I will give this app is that the exporting process was literally so bad. I had to log in to my account, and then it would just take so long to log me in and to export my video and my finished product, and it said that I need to publish it or something. So all of that was confusing, but overall a very good app. But now let's move to Roblox speed drawing. So this is we're just having fun, we're just having kiki. I'm not going to be judging this or like, you know, putting it on a tier list, because this one is just for fun, just for the people who like Roblox and just like seeing speed draw. Okay, this is just a small little segment so that you don't lose your little Gen Z attention and watch my videos. Thank you. But I did not even place on there, so what was the whole point? Like, don't piss me off, okay? But let's move on to the tier list. Okay, so now for the tier ranking, I have made a few tiers here, okay? So our S tier, or the best tier, so the best app and the best donut drawing is going to go here. So the best tier's name is Captain America Glazed Donuts. I refuse to explain further. If you know, you know. Our A tier, or our second tier, is plain fried donuts. So, you know, after glazed donuts, plain fried donuts are the best donuts, okay? Argue with the wall. Also, where I live, they sell in like these local stores, they sell these amazing looking fried donuts that is fried in like a few days old oil, and it is so delicious. Nothing compares to it, okay? So that's the second tier. The third tier is baked donuts. So this is kind of bad. I don't really like baked donuts. It doesn't have that flavor that I really like, and it's kind of generic. So the second last tier is baked donuts, okay? It's not that good. Last tier is buns, because people use buns to describe bad things as well, because you're so buns. This is so buns, and buns themselves are not anything special. By themselves, it's really bad actually, and so the last tier is buns for that reason. So for my drawings, the first one is from sketchbook. I don't know, sketchbook. So actually, I really like this drawing. Maybe it was because it's my first drawing. I really like this one. It is very simple. It looks realistic to the reference picture, and it's good overall. So independent from the app, I like this one. So I think this is the best one actually. So I'm gonna put it in S tier. Here, S tier, okay? Argue with the wall. I don't think anyone's arguing, but I just like to say that. The second one is made from ibis paint, and okay, this one is actually good. It's kind of different, but it's not bad at all. But I do think I should have used softer edges, and I used a bit vibrant pink, so it's gonna go in A. For the third one, this is from the whiteboard app. This one is really bad, but I did have fun creating this, but it does not look anything like a donut, and I'm sorry, it has to go in big donuts, because big donuts are not real donuts. And so is this drawing. It's not a real donut. It looks like a cake actually. And the last one is Adobe Fresco. You know what? This one, yes, it's going in S tier because it is very similar to the sketchbook. I don't know why I keep calling it sketchbook app. It's just a bit more crisper, and it looks delicious actually. I want to have that. So that is my ranking for the donuts. And now for the apps. Let's go. For the apps, Sketchbook. This is actually a very decent app. After considering all the things that I said, I think this app is a solid step in B or C. I'm confused. Can I put it in between? I want to put it in between. Okay, I'm going to put it in B because for beginners, this is actually a really good app to get introduced to the world of digital art, because this was the app that I used when I first started drawing, and it really has had a lot of upgrades because it was not this good. So yeah, it's gonna go in B for beginners. Ha, so funny. And now for Ibis Paint X. I don't think any one of us will disagree that this is an S tier app, okay? This is an amazing app. It has a crazy variety of brushes and all the features that you would need for your digital illustration. There might be a few that are not there, but it's not that important, okay? You can create amazing art with this app. Now for whiteboard. This app is absolutely a disgrace. I don't know why it popped up when I searched free drawing apps, because this is not a drawing app. This is just an app for kids that, you know, that are toddlers and would like to just scribble. This is not a drawing app at all. So it's gonna go in buns because this is actually very buns. Okay, wait. Now I'm really confused. The exporting process for Adobe Fresco was kind of weird because I had to sign in and export or like publish my drawing. It said something like that, and when I tried to do that, it was a really long step and I could not be bothered, so I just took a screenshot of it. And so that is a negative part, but there is an export time-lapse video in this, which is very good. So if you just, I think this is a great app, okay? Basically, if you just have the patience to sign in and create an account properly, then this is a great app for you. And I think this is S tier. But now looking at it, I don't know, okay, I think this sketchbook deserves a C, okay? If there was a middle point, I would absolutely put it in between B and C, but for now it's in C. So this is my final ranking. That is all I have for you guys today, and you'll hear from me on the next video. So thank you for watching. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching.